Hello everybody and welcome back to On The Limited channel. Just a bit of a vlog this morning. So obviously we're in the middle of the second lockdown. Our business, to be fair, to say it took a hit would be a bit harsh, but we are generally really quiet compared to obviously weeks before this COVID come back into play. I know it's obviously always been here, but with the second lockdown getting announced, it has changed things a little bit. And at work we're actually struggling to find stock. We're actually really struggling to find stock, so we're traveling far and wide, and the cars that are readily available at the moment are few and far between, and we are finding it quite difficult. So we have got a little bit of time in our hands now. The E36, which you've seen on the channel that we've been working through, there has been some changes, and obviously this may disappoint a few of you. It disappoints me slightly as well, but there is an upside to this story. So the 36, we're basically going to let it go, but there is a very good reason for that. So obviously the 36, I absolutely love it. Did want to finish it. However, to put a bit of a spanner in the works, during this lockdown, a few cars have popped up cheap here and there where people have needed money. E46 M3, as you know, Dan from the channel loved his E46 M3 before he sold it. It just turned out it was too much of an expensive toy to have sat on his driveway. And E46 M3s, as you'll know if you're into them, they are getting that way. They are very expensive now. Not the fact that I wouldn't like to own one, I just think that they're far too much money. I think the money is probably justified. I think the cars are worth that, but I just didn't want to pay that anyway. Moving on, this is the whole point of this video. So during lockdown, we spoke to a guy who put a E46 M3 for sale on Facebook. He was basically wanting out of it quick, wanted to go and buy a 7 Series, and we were very interested in the car. So it's a 46 M3 in Phoenix yellow. It's obviously manual. We wouldn't really entertain an SMG, so manual gearbox. The thing is with these 46s, they need to have all the big jobs done. If you're into 46 M3, you know these kind of things. Subframe needs reinforcing where they crack, that's a big job. The rod bearings, the shells, the rod bolts, these are jobs that people always ask for. If you want to be really finicky, genuine oil pump, that could do with doing overtime, chains, tensions, etc. And that's where the M3 starts to run away with you in terms of cost to get those jobs right. So anyway, one popped up and we've bought it. So it has done 135,000 miles. We bought it from a BMW technician worked at Sinter in Swansea. He'd just done all the jobs, rod bearings, were done no less than 1,500 miles ago. He had done genuine oil pump. This is all receipted as well. So, you know, when we saw the car come up, the subframes being reinforced, and we were quite excited, especially when we saw the price. Now, I'm not going to go into the price on this one because in the future, once we're done with it, will be something that we're looking to sell. But it was very cheap, like way down compared to what they normally cost. Hence why I've ended up buying it. So the 36 is going to have to go to fund that. You know, we're not millionaires here. We don't have endless pots of cash. We do work hard. We do buy toys and we do spend on them. But, you know, we've got to be sensible. And, you know, like I said, I'm not Richie Rich. I've got to reel it in sometimes when I'm buying cars and think, you know, can you really afford that? Do we really need that? You just haven't seen it. I'll cut through a little clip on it though. The little rally that I always mention, we have got that back now, so that's in the unit with us today. So I'll give you a little look at that on this video so you can have a look and see what sort of standards finished to. That one does deserve something better than a vlog. We're going to do a full feature video on that once the weather sorts itself out, with the drone and everything as well. But today we're going to concentrate on showing you around the E46 M3. We'll show you the faults that I've found, things that I want to do to rectify it, and basically what the 46 is going to do is we're going to build into like a club sport spec car, ready, fingers crossed. I know you boys who obviously watch this channel like to go to the Nürburgring, and last year not being able to go has absolutely killed us. It's something that we work hard for, and we kind of strive all year round to make the money to build cars to go and do this trip. And last year we weren't so fortunate. Obviously we didn't even get to go at all. So the 46 is going to be a club sport spec build. We don't actually have a lot to do with it, just a few bits of fine tuning, a few little modifications here and there. But I'll cut to the next clip and I'll show you the 46 and see what you guys think of it, and I'll detail it and show you the negatives that we found and exactly what we're going to do to it. Now it's very windy today, so I have to apologise for the noise in the background. Obviously this video isn't about this car, but I just thought I would show you because we've just literally got this back last week. Drove it back up here, need to get the manifold sorted. We've got a little blow where the flange was quite slightly different, but it'll give you an idea of kind of the quality of this little car and why I always talk about it and why I love it so much. Just watch Dave's carbon fibre M3 spoiler. Ooh, close. It'll be difficult to see because the light's quite bad, but obviously we've got a full cage in here. 6-point, and that's OMP. Brand new motor mech seats, brand new carpet, flock dash, sat shift. Mega clean in the back. It's such a nice little thing, this car. But I'll just give you a rough idea of why I always talk about it. Carbon fibre door cards. But it's basically practically unmarked, this car. It's as good as you're going to find one. It's done 51,000 original miles. We have converted to 16 valve. We're running cat cams in there as well. Ported head, Pug Sport exhaust. I'll give you a quick look under the bonnet. So I don't want to spend too much time on this car because I think it'll spoil it, because we are going to do a full feature with it. So, but I'll show you under the bonnet. A fully rebuilt engine. Everything's been outstripped, painted. New gaskets, new timing belt kit, new water pump, you name it, it's been done. Sorry about the cheap filter, that is coming off. It's a little bit dusty under here, but you kind of get the idea. You can see just how clean everything is. It's just a real nice little thing. But we will do a full feature on that car. I think it's something that people are eager to see. These are getting very popular now. But yeah, that's my little rally. So we'll come back to that at some point. Hopefully you obviously all like it. It's definitely worth a feature. We'll get that done shortly for you. This is the reason the 36 has had to make way. And obviously looking at the car, I'm sure a lot of people are looking at it thinking that the choice and the change will be justified, which it is. You know, this is a much better car for us in terms of we can use it for a lot of stuff. So we can basically incorporate track days with it. It can still be a nice summer car. But obviously in Phoenix Yellow, 135,000 miles. We've just added the carbon fibre front splitter. Now that splitter for this car, personally, I think it's the best one you can buy. I think it looks so right on the 46. As you can see, front end's quite a clean little car. I could probably tell some parties and pass the car off as mint from the video, but it's not. We do have negatives, which I'll talk you around. It'll give you an idea of what we need to do to the car to get it to kind of where we're happy with it. So it's got Pro Race 1.2s. Those are a square setup. 9s all round with Federal 595 RSRs. All new discs and pads there, genuine from Sinter BMW, from the techie guy that had it before us. We have got a bucket seat in there at the moment. Obviously blue looks very odd, so we're going to change that. We don't know what we're going to put in. Maybe is there a car or pole position. Inside, bit of wear on the wheel, but we're going to change that as well. We're going to get an Alcantara retrim wheel. Alcantara gears, which are quite nice. Obviously you'll notice the kiwi leather. Now I know to a lot of you that will be Marmite that interior. I personally quite like it, but some people don't. Same with the colour. The colour can be hit or miss. You either love it or hate it, I guess. But generally, it's a very nice car. It's from the back, so obviously, as you know, the system has been changed. It's got a full Miltech on there as well. I'll show you down that side of it. It does look a nice thing, but it has got its negatives. It's a full history car, this. All the way through, I think it's got about 12 or 13 stamps. So it has been looked after. Obviously has got the right modification in place. We're sitting on coilovers at the moment. I forget the name of the coilovers. I'll come back to them. It will come to us before the end of the video. Under the bonnet and everything's it's a really tidy car. LED rear facelift lights. This is a 2003, so this one's pre-facelift. HSD, sorry, that's the coilovers just come to us there. But as you can see, for an old BM, obviously fully adjustable top mount on the coilovers as well. It's very tidy in the bay. We've got no leaks, nice and dry. But I'm sure, like I said, for the money that we paid, anybody would be happy with this car. Our plans for it is, at the moment, we are going to put a half cage in the back. We're going to make it like Club Sport spec. I don't want to kill the usability of the car. So I still want to be able to use it on the road. I still want it to be comfortable, which on its current coilover setup, it does ride very well, so it's not too harsh. So colour-coded cage in the back, painted in Phoenix yellow. I think possibly, I'm not 100% certain this one just yet. You're welcome to add your 10 pence worth. If you've got an opinion, it's fine. I'm either going to go genuine CSL boot lid or full carbon CSL style boot lid. Obviously with the CSLs you don't get the boot handle, which makes it look a nice smooth rear end. I'm not sure what to do with that. Opinions are welcome. In terms of power, totally stock car this. It does have the cats out, so I think we're going to tune it to suit. But the videos you'll see in the up and coming weeks will be of the E46 M3 and how we're currently getting on with it. So I hope you all like that car. No, I certainly do anyway. Opinions are obviously always welcome. Just feel free to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell. We'll catch up in the next episode when we start getting stuck into 46. The video for the rally shouldn't be too long, weather depending. We're going to get that up shortly. And we also have, which I'm going to do a full feature on, a friend of mine's just been and bought a Charade GTTI. You'll probably recognise that from back in the day to G-Reg, the fastest 1 litre production car of its time. So we'll get you with that one. And thanks for staying tuned. We'll speak to you soon. Actually knocked off a little bit early, so before I go, I said I'd point out the negatives. You know, we're quite genuine with stuff. We know the works that need to be done. We're not bothered about passing stuff off as mint when it's not. We'll detail the work that needs doing. So obviously walking around the car, the bits that I'm not happy with. Obviously it has had paint before. You'll see the imperfection here on the front wing. That's not the greatest, so we're going to need to repaint that. Well, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to redo that. Again, up this side, I think the back arch, there's a little bit of bubbling here at this back arch. I know the video, I know it picks up well there, but you can't from like 6 foot away, but that's there. There's a little bit of a bubble at the bottom here. So I think what we're going to do is, I'll show you the side. We're actually pretty much decided that we're going to paint 2 full sides of the car to get it, not mint, but not a million miles away. I'll show you the imperfection on the other side. Got a little scratch here. I mean, I know I'm being picky. These cars are old now, aren't they? But this arch, I don't know if the video will pick it up. I'll follow it around. See the lacquer peel. So this is lacquer peel here as well, obviously where it's had paint before. And there's some on the front arch as well. And obviously the front arch is cracked. Again, it's obviously where it's had paint before, because I don't think that would happen as standard. There's no rust coming through as such, so I'm guessing it's probably had filler in there at some point, and the filler's maybe sweated and cracked a little bit. I mean, I know I'm being dead picky, but some people wouldn't be bothered, but I think these cars are worth making nice now. So 2 sides painted should get us to pretty much where we need to be. The sound system, it has got Harman Kardon in this, which is a big thing for me. I do like a bit of music, so I'm gonna retain that. But we have got a crappy speaker down on the driver's side, which we're going to need to swap out. But that'll give you an idea of its condition. The rest of the car's really good. 2 full sides needing painting for those picky little bits. And then, yeah, we'll be somewhere near, I think.